Namashkar. From today, we begin a new practice session. Here I am going to talk about how to practice, what to practice, and when to practice. So keep on watching to know more about practicing or Riyaaz. Let's learn how to practice. Firstly, talking about the morning Riyaaz. If you are practicing in the morning, after waking up, there are a few things that you need to follow. When you wake up, your voice does not wake up immediately. So, what you have to do is, you have to make your voice wake up. The vocal cords take a time to adjust to the change in temperature, to the change in our ambience, to the change in the environment, because as long as we were asleep, the muscles were at rest. Now, when we are awake, we are conscious that we are awake, but the muscles there in the vocal region, they need some time to realize, and they need some things to realize as well. What are the things? Firstly, do take a sip of some hot drink. Now, by hot, I don't mean steaming hot. That is also not good for your voice. By hot, I mean something warm. It may be a glass of warm water. It may be a glass of warm milk if you're a child, if you're not lactose intolerant. And if you like having milk, do have a glass of warm milk. Some of you might suggest of gargling. Now, you're very welcome if gargling suits you. But then there are people whom I know of that gargling doesn't suit them, because their voices are so tender. I mean, the muscles of their vocal regions, the vocal cords, they are so tender that once they gargle, what happens is the muscles get overworked and then they do not have the energy to carry on with the practice. So, gargling is not for everyone, but yes, if you are comfortable with it, you can always do gargling in warm water. Another important work to be done before practicing is doing some breathing exercises. When we practice long notes especially, they require a lot of breath. So, making your lungs work or beginning to work your lungs beforehand is important. The first practice will be the practice of the Mandra Saptak or the lower octave. How will I practice it? We are going to go like this. Sa ni dha pa pa dha ni sa. Now, every time we do this practice, remember, we are going to hold every note for a few seconds. Like sa ni dha pa pa dha ni sa sa ni dha pa pa dha ni sa. The first stage is minimum of 3 seconds. So, the first practice is sa ni dha pa pa dha ni sa. You can go below pa if your voice permits, but practice from sa to the lower octave, to a lower limit in the lower octave. It can be pa, it can be ma, it can be ga as well, if your voice goes there. The next step is we include rhythm in this practice. How do we do that? We use a tal in any form. It can be teen tal, it can be teoda, it can be Any tal which you are comfortable, it can be dadra, any tal, keep it to a slower pace. Do not go above 100. Keep it below 100 beats per minute and practice every single note in the mantra saptak as far as your voice permits. I'll give you an example. I'm doing this at 100 beats per minute. Keep your volume to something which is comfortable for your voice. Don't go too low that you cannot hear your own voice, and don't go so high that it seems like you're yelling. Another important thing that you need to take care of is when you're singing a note, it should be a perfect single note. That is sa, 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 re, they should not overlap. That is sa, re, ga, ma, pa, ma, ga, re, sa, sa, not sa or sa. No, they may sound very nice, they can be, pleasing to the ears, but that is not practice. That we do when we sing songs or maybe sing some kind of rags. Why it is important that we know every note separately? Because when we sing rags, we usually mix different notes together, combine different notes. So knowing every note separately is important, because finally when you are going to sing the rag, it will be very important, because all rags have different combinations of swars. I'm going to be back with some more combinations in my next episode in these practice lessons. Thank you all for watching and giving me so much of support. Hope you all are enjoying my music lessons. Hope you all have understood why and what to practice. Do keep watching, do keep listening, do keep singing, do keep practicing, and definitely keep learning music. If you have any queries, do mention them in the comment box below. I will definitely refer to them later on in my videos. Namashkar.